I think it's hard when you have a 20-turn track like this. We're talking about normal road courses that maybe have 10 to 13 corners, and then we come here that has 20. So that's another 7 to 10 corners that you're able to have a mistake on. Hi, I'm Colton Herta. I'm 20 years old and I'm a professional race car driver in the IndyCar series. I'm the winner of the IndyCar Classic at Circuit of the Americas, and I'm here to take you turn by turn. Starting on the start-finish line here, this is where a lot of the overtaking is going to be done. You have a really good brake zone going up into turn one, which is about 140 feet in elevation change. So you're going up very high, so it's going to make the brake zone a lot deeper. Another key thing coming into turn one is there's a very big bump on the entry. So it really disrupts the braking, and to really set yourself up, you can maybe move a little bit to the left of the track there. But going actually into the turn, it's going to be down from sixth gear to first gear, very standard hairpin, and then try and square it off the best you can and get the power down as soon as possible. Turn two is very self-explanatory. It's flat out for us. So this is when you're all the way down on the throttle. That's what we call holding it flat. There's a very big bump that can upset you on cold tires. The car will bottom. When the car slaps the ground, the bottom of the floor, it basically lifts the tires almost for a second. So then the car is out of your control. How you can counteract that is by going a little bit slower so the suspension doesn't fully compress going over that bump. Personally, my favorite part of the track is this next section, this turn 3 through turn 7. And as you'll see, you really want to keep it tight on the inside and really not extend out too far on the apex or on the exits of the track, because you need to be ready for that next turn. It doesn't really slow down that much, so you always kind of need to be on your toes. And this isn't a place that you particularly would see a lot of passing, but you really want to stay right up underneath somebody as best you can, because passing zones are coming up very quickly. I think turns 3 through 7 is the most dangerous, just from a sheer speed standpoint. Entering at 200 miles an hour and then actually going through the corners around 160 miles an hour, it can be prone to some big accidents. Okay, so it's very important to get a very good exit out of that section of corners. And this is the most important corner on the whole track. This is going to lead onto the very long back straight. So you really want to focus on not braking too deep, but staying within your limits of the car. This is the most important part here on the exit, getting the power down cleanly so you can make the maximum amount of lap time on that lap. And then also, if you're trying to overtake, staying right up underneath that guy, so going down the back straight, you can get a slipstream. Going down the back straight, you'll see probably going up to about 200, 210 miles per hour. This is going to be the number one place to pass, and that's going to lead you into the best braking zone there is on the track. This is a very tough braking zone because you're coming from such a high rate of speed, going all the way down from 210 to probably around 70 or 80 miles an hour. Once you get the braking done, it's a very simple corner, very self-explanatory. It's just like any other hairpin. So Circuit of the Americas is one of the more difficult tracks that we go to. You have very low speed corners and very high speed corners. So you have to be able to set the car up for both. These next few corners are probably the most technical and difficult ones that we go to all year. You really want to get the balance good through here because you can gain a lot of time. This is really, I think, one of the best tracks for the engineers to shine at. He kind of is the brain of the whole team. The mechanics are the guys that are actually making changes on the car, but the engineer is telling them what to do to the car. He will be doing things such as changing wing angle. When you tilt the wing up, that's going to give more what we call downforce, and so the air is going to push the car down harder. So it's a compromise. You want more grip in the corners, you have more wing, but then again, you'll be slower down the straights. Another huge thing is spring and damper stiffness and softness. Everybody knows what the spring of a car is, and then the damper is actually the shock inside of it that kind of holds it from compressing too much. When it is stiff, typically that's better for high speed. When it is soft, typically it's better for low speed, because when it's stiff, it doesn't flex the car as much, so you're able to stay a lot more stable and go through those high speed corners a lot better. But when it's soft, it digs in, and that's where you want it to be in the slow speed. And so coming into this double left-hander, this is a very tough one. You're braking at an angle, so whenever you brake straight, that's when you're going to have the most braking performance. When you start turning, that's when the car gets loaded up and wheels get light, and you'll see what we call locking up, which is when the wheel will actually stop and will skid, and that's where you see kind of like the smoke coming off the tires. So coming up, the triple right-hander, 16, 17, 18. This is a corner where in qualifying, you're all the way down on the throttle. You can do this in qualifying because we'll have new tires and it'll make the car a lot more drivable. When you get into the race and you have older tires, less grip overall, this turns into a much harder corner. So coming through turn 19, this is another very difficult corner. It's a very fast corner, and then it's very off camber, so that's when the track slants away. So it's a really big corner for the drivers because this is typically where you see a lot of mistakes happen, and you usually see guys that can't control the rear, and then the car will just spin out. We finally finished the lap. It's turn 20. It's going to be down from 4th gear to 1st gear. It's going to be a very simple hairpin. That's a lap of COTA. Probably one of the, if not the toughest permanent road course that we go to, just because of the sheer size of it. I think as a driver, it's so difficult because you have a bit of everything. Like I said previously, you have the slow speed, you have the high speed. So you really need to be good at all aspects, and it's very possible to go off there and have an accident. So keeping 100% focused the whole time is the most important thing.
Hey, I'm AJ. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that episode of Turn by Turn, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next installment of Turn by Turn. And let us know what racetrack you want us to cover next in the comments below.